showcase?
Oh, you good.
Hi, I'm actually here on time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rainbow Comic Show featuring JP and Mr. C and Darcy. That rhymes, that's right.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy talk. I'm actually here at a good time for us today, boys and girls, and we're shooting live from the beautiful studio here at 3310 South Minnesota Avenue. I know everyone's seen this. This is a real live studio right here. I was trying to work on a song for our fans, and I just need to make sure who's watching right now. Is anybody?
Yeah, we got 4 people watching.
Is Justin out there?
I'm sure Justin just when you said his name.
He heard me calling him.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin.
Yep, there he is.
Justin, what's up, buddy?
You guys have this weird...
Go Power Rangers, you mighty morphin Power Rangers. Go Power Rangers, Super Mighty Megazord. Go Power Rangers, you mighty morphin Power Rangers. Go Power Rangers. Ready? See if I can do this. Green, red, yellow, pink, and black. Power Rangers are on the attack. Lord Zord has met his match. Power Rangers! Rangers? What's wrong with me? With every plan that he does hatch was supposed to be the next line. This is my first time singing this song, so... Go Power Rangers! You mighty morphin Power Rangers! Go Power Rangers! Let's finish it. Go Power! Go Power! Go Power Rangers! Ow! Thank you. That's totally a work in progress. I'm sorry, friends, Romans, countrymen.
That's so beautiful.
That was beautiful. Like, yeah, beautiful things. Well, boys and girls, showing age, I'm going to scoot over here. We're ready to do our show. JP, you are super close to me.
I'm super close to everything, dude.
You are super close to me.
I was going to put the
I'm
clap...
trying to give him at least a personal bubble here.
I was going to put the clap emoji in here, but I couldn't find it.
Here.
I have the clap.
There you go. What? Good Lord.
Mr. Craig, this is a family show.
Yeah.
All right?
Alex Shop says he's here. What's up, Alex? Justin Fisher says, haha, you have such a way with words.
I do.
He does.
Except for when I don't.
Except for when he doesn't, and he doesn't hard.
It's hard sometimes. Yep. It's like, what?
Words and stuff.
My 9-month-old has not been sleeping. It's not my fault. I blame William Wallace. You know why? And I just thought about this just now. Because we make him sleep in his
crib?
His crib thing. And he's like, you can take my mushed up pears, but you cannot take my freedom.
You can take my formula.
I can take my milk, but you cannot take my freedom.
Take my mushed up carrots.
Because his name is William Wallace. For those of you who don't know my last son.
Braveheart, Google it.
Google it, totally. 1984, May 24th. Came out.
How did your wife allow that?
When did it come out?
She did. It's
on
a
84.
94.
Oh, okay, good deal.
May 24th, 1994. It's my birthday. 18. I was 18 that year.
Nuts.
I know, right? You guys are like, we weren't even thought of yet.
Nope.
It's all right.
Well, anyway, welcome to the Rainbow Comics Show here in beautiful Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I am back. I feel so much better.
Oh my gosh.
He's not sick.
I was watching
Darcy and Brian.
Congested, but I was watching Darcy and Brian from my dinner table with Henry because that's why I couldn't be here last week because I was the only one. I mean, I could have left my kid in a dog crate or something, but they frown upon that.
Oh.
Only if they find out.
True. And I heard you, and you were all like, "Oh, you guys ready to start the show?"
Yep. That was me.
That was him. Totally.
That was me last week.
We sent him home. We might send him home this week just out of.
God, I hope so. I got stuff to do.
Dude, I just totally popped my own ear when I did that.
You whole new world? You hear stuff?
Oh, whole new world.
Anyway, guys, it's a big week. There's a ton of stuff to talk about. Quick comic news. Darcy, go.
Oh, me? Fine. Okay.
Yeah, just throw it out.
Yeah. Force Friday was this past week.
How was it?
Don't
worry, you can be honest.
You know, I think it kind of did about the same as it did the last time.
Really? Because I heard overall reception was better this year than it was last year.
The thing is that, the first time around, Brian and I were working on our 501st costumes,
Yeah.
and the thing is that they had so many toys out there to try and get people interested.
Right.
This time around, you had a lot more of Poe, a lot more of Phasma out there. They also were pushing the Porgs. I found one that
Porgs
was
are adorable.
actually cute. I'm still but there was one.
A lot of people say that about BB-8.
It squeaks.
He's awesome.
When it squeaks, it's adorable.
There was one screenshot of Porgs that made me melt, so...
that is true. He squeaked like a little girl.
It's so
and
cute.
It was worth it.
It's so cute. He's in the Millennium Falcon. It's just the lighting, his eyes. Oh man, it's so cute.
But this time around,
Porgs.
You have a
new
lot
Ewoks.
less of Kylo, a lot less of Rey, and a lot more of some of the other characters that are going to be in there. So
nice.
So it was meh.
Meh.
That's
It
too
wasn't.
bad.
It wasn't worth going out at midnight for.
All right, that's fair. I didn't go out, so we had Fourth Friday here where we had a Destiny starter, and that was pretty good. So, what about you, Mr. Craig? Comic news, go.
Comic news, go. Well, it's kind of along the same lines with the whole Star Wars thing. The director of
Episode 9.
was it episode 9?
Yeah,
Episode
not
9.
8.
Oh, episode 9.
If
walked
episode
off.
8 lost their director.
Maybe.
I was just going to remind you guys.
So dumb.
Episode 9 drama.
Yeah.
Episode 9 drama, yeah. He walked off, is not going to no longer be a part of that
You're
action.
fired, Blake.
He was fired? Is that the...
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
Yes.
he was fired.
He was asked to leave.
But that's good. I mean, people make a big deal out of it. I think any news with Star Wars is Star Wars news is big news.
Oh my gosh.
Like it
Yeah.
doesn't. Anything that happens on the set of Star Wars for any movie or any film is going to make headlines.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's just Disney getting their ducks in a row. They want a good product, and they're not going to settle for people who give them subpar product.
Yeah.
So
And
they're
they have
just
the
going
money
to.
to say... They
Yeah.
have a few money. They can say...
Yeah, just they have all the monies to say whatever they
Yes,
want.
This is also a movie that isn't going to be out till 2019. It's,
Right.
It's a little bit.
They haven't even started filming.
They've got plenty of time to find a new person, as opposed to Han Solo, where they're looking at 2018.
They should push that one back.
Yeah, I kind
but-
of feel like they're going to have to.
Star Wars is kind of like one of those things. If anything happens on the set, if somebody orders an egg salad sandwich on the set of Star Wars, it's news. So
Who ordered egg salad?
That sounds delicious.
Oh, nice. It doesn't... Oh, yuck. Egg salad.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think it's just Disney getting their ducks in a row, and they don't want bad product, and I understand it. It's Star Wars. You already lost the fans once with the prequels. You can't lose them again, or else they will be done forever. So
Do you know what I'm excited about?
what's that?
September 8th,
Mm-hmm.
Season 7 of
Oh?
The Walking Dead.
Oh man,
It's coming.
Blake is a Walking Deadite now.
I
love
am.
it.
I'm a total
my
Deadite. I
God.
need it. I'm like I just finished Game of Thrones, and by the way, that scene at the end, wow,
Whoa.
totally. and
I have
and
no
then I
idea.
kind of sat there
No
for a
idea.
moment. And I'm like, what's gonna happen? I have nothing else to binge watch. And then I saw a thing that said September. No, my buddy said September 8th. Walking Dead. I'm like, yes! Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty, free at last.
Is it going to be the TV or is it the season release?
No, October 22nd is the season release of 8. But I'm
On
watching
Netflix
it on
or like
Netflix.
DVD? Netflix.
Time out.
Okay, backing
Season
up.
7 is coming out September 8th on Netflix. So it's 2 days.
I got you.
Okay.
Then season 8 comes out October 22nd.
And that's not binge watchable.
No, because
Okay.
it's all on TV. You have to watch it one episode at a time.
One episode at a
I know.
time.
What's up with that? Who does that anymore?
Yeah, never mind.
Binging is the only way to go nowadays.
Yeah,
I hear you
true
there,
story, true story.
100%. I'm trying to think of comic news for myself. JP, comic news, go. Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah, we've been talking. Wow.
Here,
No.
you want me to fill in?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I didn't know whether to talk about it at all or not, but
Well, there's no boundaries here.
No
okay.
boundaries.
I mentioned
Okay,
in
maybe.
previous weeks that I'm a fan of Jeremy Whitley as a writer, and he has been working on a project exclusive to Comixology that is, I think, a free comic. It's focusing on Thor and the Hulk during
Oh,
their
I've heard about
whole
this.
during their whole champions fight. So what they're introducing is not only the champion of the universe, which you can follow him and his backstory just a little bit in the Thanos comics. But they're also apparently creating a new elder that is called the Promoter. So, for me, I love the elders.
Ding, ding, ding.
And he's going to have a Don King haircut.
He's
the best boxer in the world. The Promoter.
That's actually pretty accurate to the fiction.
I know, see? It's going to be great. Well, awesome. If you've got any more comic news, pop in the comments.
I got one more.
Geez.
This
what
one
is
might
it?
cause a little bit of a stir.
Oh, what?
Recently, DC Comics just announced, in fact, today, September 6th, 2017. I don't know if a lot of people, like they have the holiday special or the Christmas special. It has always been, for DC Comics, been the Christmas special, and this year they are changing it to a holiday special.
Doesn't bother me.
I really don't care.
I'm totally
You're just trying to stir the pot.
Why I should care.
I mean, it's just going to come out.
It's going to bring it up, though. There's going to be people that are going to be freaking
It's
out.
just like the stupid red cup at Starbucks. Everybody's like, it's not Christmassy enough. I'm like,
Right.
who cares? You're just buying overpriced coffee.
Or it's just those people like, what's wrong? Can't you say have Merry Christmas around here? Like, it's okay.
Who just cares?
No.
Oh my
There's
God.
more than one point of view in the world.
Exactly. So they're just trying to also just be part of that movement.
True.
Understandable.
Also,
Good
who
on you,
knows?
DC.
Maybe maybe Superman, anybody, because DC. Maybe he doesn't celebrate Christmas.
Maybe, yeah. He's Kryptonian.
Superman
he's
could
Methodist.
be.
He's a practicing Methodist. I'm just saying. I've read it. Batman
He's
is Batman is a lapsed Presbyterian, I believe, and no, these are real things. And Daredevil is, of course, Catholic.
Yes.
Well, yes.
So it's
Pretty much the only
But Superman's
outed
not
one.
from here.
no, he's not. But he was raised by a family who believes you don't have to be from here.
He believes
Doesn't
in
believe
Kansas.
Doesn't celebrate
Sure.
Christmas, but believes in the winter solstice.
Right?
Anyway, we should talk about books, bro and girl.
Well, should I tell him what's going to happen?
We can tell them at the end of the show.
You want to do that?
Yes. Stay tuned. Very special announcement at the end of the show.
Yeah.
It's
Big
a secret.
thing. Actually,
now.
sorry, before we talk about books, bro and girl, we're going to talk about action figures, bro and girl.
Oh, yeah.
As you all know, for gamer fans out there, Destiny 2 launched
Does
last
anybody
night.
actually like games?
Shut up, Craig.
Okay.
Just go in the corner right now.
Destiny 2 came out
Do they
late
have
last
dice
night.
and pencils and paper? Then I'll love it.
Oh my
If
gosh.
you were
my
in
God.
line at midnight, awesome. Kudos to you. You have the game. Enjoy the game. Pick up the action figures here. We've got the Destiny action figures now. We've got the Warlock here. We've got the Titan and the Hunter, my personal favorite. We also have the Destiny pop vinyls available, so check those out as well if you're a Destiny fan. I know if you can rip yourself away from the console for longer than a couple minutes, I know that game is a grind, so enjoy your grind. Also, for game fans, we do have the Vault Boy Bobblehead in stock. These are really cool. Derek bought one earlier, cracked it open. It's really sweet. I loved it. I think I'm going to take one home, too. I love Fallout. There's going to be a Fallout board game this holiday season, so look for that as well. We're going to order it. So I'm super ecstatic. Gen Con was like last week or 2 weeks ago, and the Fallout board game was on
4 days
preview there,
ago.
and people were raving about how good it was. So check that out.
I know a boy who might want one of these, so I might have to set one aside for him. Logan,
You know,
if you're not watching this, I'm sad.
Oh,
awesome. Okay,
we love to guilt the fans.
so let's talk books, bro, girl. All right.
No more Destiny?
No more Destiny right now. Let's dive into what came out this week. It's a big week
It
of
is
books.
a huge week.
Last week was a little slower just because it was the 5th Wednesday of the month.
True story.
So a lot of annuals, a lot of just filler titles. A lot of companies weren't putting out their big books. Starting off this week with a weird one. I started this one off because this is kind of like a
Is that a manga?
Yes, but it's like a grandfather of manga and anime. This came out originally in the late 50s, early 60s, the idea.
Okay.
It's Captain Harlock, Space Pirate. It was very innovative for its time.
And now it's just a reprint.
No. These are all new original stories. This one is
just
for
new
sure.
original story.
He's a character that's been around forever, and if you watched any anime, this is one of those animes that kind of ushered in, just like Astro Boy. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
when it
Sure,
first
sure.
got started in animation, this is one of those animes that kind of put that type of style on the map. So if you want to kind of look into this, it's really fun. It's steampunk. It's cool. There was a Captain Harlock Space Pirate CGI movie on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there. interesting to watch. It's it's very Japanese, so you have to understand and put yourself into that mindset to see it. Oh my god! But yeah, really cool book.
Somebody just shouted, "Oh my gosh!" It's the same experience I have every time I walk in here.
I've checked it out. It is safe, T for teen, so I wouldn't say there's anything super graphic in here. Some you have to be careful of, but this one's good. So check it out.
Except for it's a graphic novel.
Shut up, Craig.
Oh, my bad.
Next thing I want to talk about is
I want to talk about this.
Yes, go for it.
David Peterson is an amazing artist and writer, and what he's created here is an alphabet book using some of his
Mouse Guard characters.
No, I know, but he has a lot of friends that do like the Legends of the Guard and stuff like that, and he's used them to create this book, what he's calling an alphabet book. Katie Cook, who does a lot of the My Little Pony and a lot of the Star Wars kind of chibi stuff. She and him both kind of did this at the same time. They were kind of that same genre, same grouping of artists. This is a beautiful work of art. He does not put
awesome.
something. I mean, you think, oh, it's an alphabet book or whatever. But Dave Peterson, the only problem I have with Dave right now is because A, he's not answering my text messages, and B, he's not putting out new information about the core team of the Guards. It's still a lot of the Legends of the Guards stuff, but we'll talk later, Dave. And but this is a great book, and it's a great book if you want something both beautiful and for children. I would do it.
That's why I grabbed it.
And adults, I kind of want
Sure.
that.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only is it an alphabet book, yes, but it also tells you a little bit about lore of each of the characters it's featuring. So it's just cool. Yeah. Mouse Guard is great. It's the Mouse Guard alphabet book here in stock. Beautiful hardcover. My only knock against anything Mouse Guard is they make it an awkward size for a shelf.
True story.
Change your book size, please. But that's okay. That's just me. They're kind of cemented into that now.
Brush up on your ABCs.
Yeah. Next one up is Pokemon! Famous Friends and Foes, baby. This includes a bonus poster inside. It's cheap. It's $5.99. It's full of good stuff for kids. This is a great read for children and adults who want to read to their children.
And it's the original 150?
Yeah, it's the OG 150. Because that's how we roll around here. OG 150 Pokemon,
I'm a
yo.
huge fan of the most recent Cinnamon releases. Just saying.
I'm almost complete with my collection of OG.
OG.
I got some for you.
So check that
I
out.
kept mine.
It's awesome. It's on the shelf. It's new. And I just wanted to feature a couple different things this week for kids. And also, the Captain Harlock, it's anime. We just never really feature anime that much. But moving on to main books of the week. Darcy, you love Bombshells, don't you?
I do.
You can talk about this
Oh
book.
my goodness. Okay. So DC Bombshells is already into about, I think, 33, 34 in their issues. This one is number 1 of Bombshells United. There's also a variant cover done by Babs Tarr, which I'll cover
You
her
love Babs
later.
Tarr.
Oh, I love Babs.
Motor Crush,
Yep,
right?
right.
Motor Crush is
Yes.
coming out this week. Okay,
Yep.
cool. That'll be later.
And so I just love the way that they have kind of reinvented this whole world of having the DC female superheroes and also the men as well, just redefined in a totally different way. So you get a different story, something that's completely original.
Well, it's cool in that World War II style of art with pinup, and it's kind of cool.
Oh, and it's gorgeous artwork too.
Yeah, they do a great job of representing that. Like the woman, painted on the side of the plane, kind of art.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Really, really great, and it's created a huge fan base, and that's why this is a new number 1 this week. So it is Bombshells United, not part of your regular Bombshell story.
Yeah.
So Blake's gonna check it out because he's gonna take one home today. Next one up is Daredevil.
Oh, that is an awesome last page.
I know, right? Daredevil, this is issue 26. Issue 25. Issue 26, yeah. Issue 25 was bad, I'm just going to say. Issue 26, though, the reason I bring it up is this is the beginning of a new storyline. Our character Blind Spot is back. Blind Spot was a friend to Daredevil who had his eyes plucked out by Muse. It was gruesome and disgusting and awesome all at the same time. Really very mature storyline, very evocative of a Daredevil storyline, and also of the show. So this is a great jumping on point for any Daredevil fan, Defenders fan. If you watch Defenders on Netflix, or if you watch Daredevil on Netflix, this is a great time to jump back into Daredevil. New storyline here, issue number 26. The search for Blind Spot.
You're tempting me so bad with that Daredevil.
I love Blind Spot. He's a good new character that Marvel's created, and the relationship that him and Daredevil have is consistently ever engrossing more and more.
Oh,
just
snap.
because just because now Blind Spot is officially blind. So very interested to see how that goes.
May I?
You may.
Since might as well, since we were talking Defenders
Yes.
anyway.
I love that cover, by the way.
Daredevil has come out. You can also pick up Iron Fist with a new issue. And then also Jessica Jones has a new issue out as well this week. I'm actually really interested with this storyline involving Maria Hill as involved in part of this mystery that she's trying to solve. And, the artwork is fantastic. Some of it is just kind of, I don't want to say minimal, but it's incredibly unique. There's no way to really describe it. It is more for adults as well. So I love the fact that they stay true to the Jessica Jones sassiness.
Yeah, and the source material, the Alias storyline is very mature, so
and you also
keep
get
it
a
way.
private investigator. I love that with the shows they showed her actually performing her job.
Yeah.
As opposed to Danny
Exactly.
Rand being I'm kind of here.
I'm rich. That's about it. Next one up is an interesting one this week. This is Dastardly and Muttley.
Nice.
If you know Dastardly and Muttley from, there you go, good Muttley impression. Old kind of Looney Tunes characters-ish.
Was it Looney
Hanna-Barbera,
Tunes?
I think.
Hanna-Barbara, yeah.
Hanna-Barbera, sorry. Really heavily featured in like the Wacky Raceland
Yes.
stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Very funny stuff. But this is an interesting and more mature take. Garth Ennis is writing this.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
So when Garth Ennis writes any war stories...
Didn't he do Sandman? No.
Oh,
No,
no. Garth Ennis has done...
War stories. He's done.
Preacher.
Okay, that's right.
So, yeah, I mean, he's done very mature stuff. So this is a mature take on the characters. I wouldn't say this is out of the realm for kids to read. However, I would take a look through. There might be some more adult ideals in here. It is rated T for teens, so I wouldn't worry that much. But it's just fun that they're having they're stretching their muscles with the things that they have in their wheelhouse of ownership for stuff. So Dastardly and Muttley, issue number 1, very interesting this week. One of my personal picks this week is The Evil Within. As you know, the game is going to come out. The first one was a cult classic hit from probably 2 or 3 years ago now. A really scary, terrifying game. Amazing story. This is a interlude, so basically it's just going to bridge the gap between Games 1 and Game 2, which comes out Friday the 13th in October. So that is a perfect date for them to release that game. Very excited for The Evil Within 2, and if you are a gamer and you're into The Evil Within or Destiny or any of that stuff, this is a perfect comic adaptation for yourself. So get that while we have it. Lots of copies on the shelf.
It's a great way to fill in that time between now and October 13th.
Yeah.
Or you can play, Friday the 13th, the game,
That game's awesome, too.
That was just hilarious.
Yes, it is. This one's weird. It's Fruit Ninja number 1.
Oh, God.
I looked at it in your pile and I was kind of like, I'm just going to ignore you. I'm checking the fact that I mentioned earlier, and I just like, Fruit Ninja, really, here's my time to zone out for about 30 seconds.
Justin asks what issue number Bombshells is on. What have they been, like 24, 25?
No, they're up to like 33, I think.
Excuse me, like 33. So he's wondering about jumping on. You're going to have a little trouble finding some of the earlier issues, however...
you can pick up at any time, really, because of the fact that each story comes in sets of like 3 or 4 issues. So they spread them out across issues. So pick up an issue. They'll tell you either at the beginning or towards the end whether it is part 1, 2, 3, or 4, that sort of thing. So.
Or you could just buy this issue number 1 that came out this week, and you're golden. So
that's true too.
Check that out. But Fruit Ninja issue number 1, I think it might be a little late on this one to get this license going. I mean, Fruit Ninja is a game that's been out for since the birth of smartphones. So, but yeah, it's weird. It's interesting. It's something I wanted to grab. Just also, it's Dynamite, and Dynamite does a pretty good job with that stuff. So check it out. Fruit Ninja issue number 1. Generations. You want to talk about that one?
Ah, sure. Why not?
Why not?
Generations actually is continuing with our next one, Iron Man and Iron Heart. So you have Rhea. Oh gosh.
Riri.
There we go.
Riri Williams.
And our Iron Man as well. So this one is written by Bendis, which also, if it's written by him, I'm on board with it, really. So
Love him or hate him.
that's true.
Love him or hate him, he writes comics.
I can't help it.
I can't help
love
it.
him.
He's good. He writes good stories.
Yep. And so, again, I can never push these enough just because this is all leading up to their whole Marvel Legacy, which they've been releasing a little bit more about that one involving kind of an Avengers 10,000 years ago, they said.
Yeah, 10 million BC or something like that.
Yeah, but you've got at
That's
least...
weird.
Well, the thing is, though, is that then you've got Odin wielding Mjolnir. So
Yeah.
I was instantly going to go meow meow.
And then,
But
meow, meow.
man.
Also, Ghost Rider on a mastodon, so
they're going to mix it up a little bit.
quite a bit.
You're also going to find some variants that
Flaming
are...
Mastodon. That's
not-
the name of my next band.
Not flaming. He just changed the name to the Woolly Rider instead of the Ghost Rider.
So keep an eye on the covers, too. Some of them are going to be mashups of new stuff and old as well. So
Yeah. Awesome. Generations, though, is ushering in your Legacy, like you said. Look for Legacy, I believe, the beginning of next month.
Yeah.
It's going to start that. Next one up, I've been absolutely loving these Frank Cho B covers for Harley Quinn. He's continuing to do so with this fun yoga cover. I really like that. It's just funny and sweet and cute.
it's got puppies. Okay.
It's got a
does.
puppy. I love these
Dachshund.
covers. This is also timely because at the end of the month, September 23rd, we are going to have Batman. Harley Quinn Day. Harley Quinn is hijacking Batman Day, so there will be a lot of free Batman books, but with Harley Quinn on the cover. She'll be hijacking that day because it is her 25th anniversary of being a character.
Nice.
So that's really cool. Look for that. We're gonna make it an event. We've already made an event on our Facebook. So click the "I'm going" or "I'm interested" button to stay up on that, and we'll let you know more about that as it happens. But this is these are great. I can't say enough about Frank Cho and his B cover work on these. Fantastic.
There.
What's up next?
Yoga Hosers. Anybody know much about this?
It is a Kevin Smith
Kevin
film.
Smith film. Yeah, it's going to be. It's basically kind of his next round. I think of the Jersey trilogies and all that stuff. But his daughter is going to be heavily. Well, she's the star of the show.
Right.
And now not only are they making a movie about it, it's got. I think they already made the movie.
The movie's out. Yeah.
Movie's
The movie's
out.
been out for a while.
And then they got. Wow. Okay.
No, I was just saying.
Jeez.
It's not new.
And
The comic book.
and the comic book is brand new. It's issue number 1. If you're a fan of Kevin Smith and his kind of irreverent, kind of Jersey humor, I think you like this.
Well, and with Yoga Hosers, it's definitely Kevin Smith unabridged. It's just he's let loose, and it is weird. It's got German sausage people in it. Let's just put it that way. It's weird. It's weird and it's goofy. If you're into that stuff, this is straight up your alley. If you're a Kevin Smith fan, this is a must read.
Dynamite's starting to get a reputation.
Yeah, they'll do anything and everything, man. They'll just publish books, bro. Next one up, though, I'm really excited about Kingsman the
I
Red
haven't
Diamond.
seen either of these movies. I need to see.
Well,
at
the
least
second one
first
hasn't come out yet. The first one you would love. I would not
agree.
watch it with your family. Very mature.
no.
Kingsman the Red Diamond, though, is a sequel to the Kingsman comic that came out a while back. Now, if you're looking at the front here and seeing Eggsy from the film, don't expect that. This is just a cover just to show, it is Kingsman. It is that same universe. But yeah, Kingsman the Red Diamond is a sequel to the Mark Millar book. Mark Millar is not writing this. However, I have read early reviews that said just because the original team who wrote the first one is not on this doesn't mean it's not good. It's actually a really good Kingsman book. But if you're a fan, pick it up. I love this cover too. It's got Eggsy on it.
I grabbed it too.
You can't beat that.
For me, I made sure to read through it and see what I thought of it. I think it's going to be a great way to lead into the next upcoming movie because of the fact that, you're going to get an ego after all of the things that he has accomplished. And so this is going to kind of explore that ego that he is going to probably form.
Yeah.
I'm expecting.
Absolutely. I love Kingsman. The first movie was fantastic. The comic book is a great
that's
read.
wonderful.
And this is looking to continue that great tradition of the book. So
Yeah.
check this out. Kingsman, the Red Diamond, issue number 1.
Got it.
Next one up is an interesting one from Oni Press. It's called Made Men. I'm definitely going to pick this one up. It's kind of a really weird kind of sci-fi mob book. Oni Press does put out really cool, interesting stories, and definitely excited to read it. I don't know too much more because I haven't spoiled it for myself. I don't go to the last page like Blake, But but check
That's
this
my
out.
thing.
I know, right? Check us out. Oni Press always impresses.
They do a lot of original stories too. They put out Jeff Steinberg with Joshua Fialkov. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I don't even remember. So, yeah, they're good stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I love Oni Press. They do a good job. So I'm checking this out. It's one of my personal pulls this week. Made Men issue number 1. Next one up is The Girl Who Played with Fire, part of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy. Now a
movie and a comic book and
now they've got a 4th book coming. So
wow.
The 4th book coming. The writer has since passed away, but they've got new people writing the books, which I'm all for. It's a very popular character, a very popular series. I was not a big fan of the Daniel Craig film, and however, the original foreign versions, watch them. They're amazingly good. The books are really, really good too, and it's cool to see these comic adaptations of a great character. Very, very mature subject matter in here, though, so be careful with this one. But yeah, really, really good stuff. I love anything with that. It was the Millennium Trilogy is what they called it, but it's since become the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo Trilogy. So, yep. Darcy, want to talk about that one? This is a big week for Star Wars, y'all.
Hi. Let's kick off Star Wars with Star Wars
I know.
Adventures.
It's unreal.
And this one is fantastic for kids. There's about 5 different titles, or 5 different covers, actually, this week.
Specifically made for kids, yes.
And anything that involves getting kids reading Star Wars just makes me so happy.
The interesting thing to take away from this is that it's an IDW comic and not a Marvel book.
It's so cute.
Reason for that is, of course, Disney owns Marvel. Marvel publishes the Star Wars comics, but this one was let out to IDW to write original stories that are not canon. So,
I was going to ask that.
yes. So these ones are not canon. However, that gives them the license to have fun.
True story.
They are animated.
Ray's awesome.
This is something you're going to see, in lieu of your like Disney XD show or Disney Channel show. This is going to be. You can already see some of the shorts on their website. But yeah, just YouTube is going to have like a specific channel for it too. Star Wars Adventures, but it's just going to be a fun little cartoon verse for Star Wars. And this kicks it off. This is definitely a great collector's grab because this is going to be huge. Star Wars cartoons have been in the making for forever. So Disney is very happy to have this coming out.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, it's a huge week for Star Wars. So we've got Star Wars Captain Phasma, we've got Star Wars Darth Vader, we've got Star Wars Rogue One, the adaptation of the film.
Can I see the Star Wars Darth Vader? I believe.
Yes, Vader.
Because there's and I don't know if you guys have heard this rumor or not, but apparently there's a comic, I don't know if it was Darth Vader 5 or 6, but apparently it explains in one of the books why Luke Skywalker has been in hiding for so long. Because apparently there's a particular vow that the Jedi sometimes take where they do not interact with anything.
Kind of like a vow of silence almost?
Yeah, but they exclude themselves and everything, and that's why there was supposedly even more Jedi when Darth Vader starts his culling that start coming out of the woodwork because they were all in this vow, and they couldn't interact when the whole war was going down.
Sure.
But I was reading that in one of these comics, it's either Darth Vader 5 or 6 that they were going to give a little bit more of a clue to explain.
Haven't heard anything on that one, so it might be 6, but
Might
could be in here too. But check this out this week. Big week for Star Wars. I think the biggest one for this week was the Captain Phasma, because it tells how she got off the how out of the trash compactor before the planet blew up. Key. Yeah. This is how she got it. Very quickly. Very quickly. But no,
no spoiler.
It legitimizes the character because we really didn't get to see her do anything
except for like order and execution, and then like
talk and hold her gun.
Yeah, basically.
I think she's going to be a lot more prevalent in the next film, just because
She's pretty awesome.
In true Star Wars formula, the bad guys usually come back in the sequels and do some bad stuff. So,
especially the middle one.
So this one really gives her a lot of character development.
Yep, exactly. And then there's also
going into number 8. They really need to. If she's going to be in number 8, they need to have something more than just the trash compactor. Because right now, if you're not a reader of the comics or any of the extra books and stuff, you kind of think she's a joke character, and she's not.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then Force Friday, they released some new novels that are official canon for Star Wars, and one of them features Captain Phasma and like her origin, which she is a brutal character who like kills her own family, and it's just nuts. So there's that out there too.
Spoiler
Happy
alert.
times. So huge week for Star Wars. Wrapping it up this week is a double dose of Venom, and then I've got one more issue to talk about, but we've got Venom Verse issue number 1. Reason that people are kind of really jumping on this, I know kind of people are a little bit tired of Venom, but there's a Venom Punisher in here and a Venom Rocket Raccoon in here, so
Yeah.
so check that out. Venom Verse issue number 1. Also, we have Venom Verse War Stories issue number 1. This is going to be a mini within the mini.
Oh, jeez.
So a mini within the mini. Lots of Venom this week, but the Venom Verse issue number 1 is kind of where it's at with the Punisher and the Rocket Raccoon. Or I might have that backwards.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a
Excuse me.
groove.
War Stories has the Rocket Raccoon and the Punisher in there. That's why it's called War Stories. Duh. Either way, check them both out. It's Venom, and we're only going to get more Venom stuff as we get closer and closer to a film debut.
Yeah.
Because I don't count Spider-Man 3.
No one
Nobody
counts.
does.
Yeah, I know.
And then
Do you guys ever thinking about making a 4th Indiana Jones?
5th.
No. No one counts number 5. Crystal who?
What?
No.
That was a dream. That was Han Solo's dream in the carbonite.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, wrapping things up this week, we have The Walking
Walking
Dead,
Dead.
issue number 171. Big reason I'm featuring this week is this is a must-buy for collectors, as we are seeing a brand new character debut in this story. So this this is the first appearance of the princess. That's right. Her name is the Princess. So
Pronounced like that.
yeah, you have
The
to read it. The Princess. So
Princess.
check this out. It is definitely a collector's must-buy. Walking Dead is wildly popular, and as you know, first appearances go way up. The first appearance of Jesus is a $90 book. The first appearance of Ezekiel is a $120 book. So if she ever gets it makes it into the show, and she's a likable character, this could be huge. So at a $2.99 price tag, even if you don't read The Walking Dead, this is a great buy to sit on your shelf at home and wait for the stock to rise. Just a collector's corner tip from me to you. And also read it because it's awesome. And
Okay. that
yeah.
works.
Yeah, what's out? We'll talk about our books.
Yeah.
Polls.
What did you get?
Polls.
Polls of the week.
Polls of the week, here we go. Woo! Boys and girls, earlier I came in, I had an early lunch break, and I decided to come in and get my polls. And I got, this would be the first time I've ever come to the show and actually have read some of my books.
Oh my, what?
And I love my
What?
champions. I absolutely love this book, guys and girls. And I've called it before the Justice, the Truth, Justice, Mercy Avengers, whatever you want to call them. These are guys that fight for the little guy, and I love them for it.
That's because they are little.
They are. They're little kids, basically, but they're great characters. The only I had about this, two things was awesome. One, they brought back the character, a bad guy that you never ever see in the, what is his name? Shoot. The Mad Thinker, I don't know, he emotes, he gives you bad emotions and makes you sad and angry and all that stuff. And he's causing this big hullabaloo in Colorado, and they go and they stop him, and then Scott Summers spends the rest of the issue being upset or sad or happy because he optic blasted him, and it affected his optic blast and caused him to
Absorb some of his powers.
absorb that power. And
Oh,
it was like,
Oh boy.
the only problem I have with it is that Scott Summers, this is the one from when Beast brought back from the past, and he's kind of a mopesy Melbourne
He's
or
a
whatever.
teenage boy with
You
hormones.
got hormones, man.
It's not hormones. He's constantly thinking about like how he could kill somebody. It's just not fun at all. I love all the other characters, but Scott Summers just not gotta stop being a whiner.
He never will.
I know that's just kind of his destiny. You might not kill Xavier, but you're always gonna be a big douche. Anyways,
Whoa.
you're gonna. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man. I always love him. He's just fun. And then Hawkeye. You were talking about Jessica Jones with having the being the private investigator and everything. And this is Hawkeye as a private investigator. And
Oh, nice.
it's just a lot of fun. She's again kind of a character who's sticking up for the little guy, and it's quirky, it's different, and the B-level characters versus her. She's like taking them out PI style. I mean, we've been on a run now with Madame Masque for a while, and I'm like, Madame Masque? I don't even think she gets her own book anywhere. Like, where does she get that much love except for in a book where we're dealing with B-level character shenanigans, and I like that.
Right. I like it.
That's true.
Sweet. Darcy, you want to go through yours real quick?
Sure. Of the ones that I'm not going to buy but recommend is actually Inhumans #2, Once and Future Kings. I actually had to do a little digging on this one. It's kind of curious. Of the multiple titles you will have with Inhumans, this one might be the one worth picking up because it actually is prior to Black Bolt becoming a king.
Oh,
so you actually get them as more adolescents and having to deal with the responsibilities of that sort of thing.
And being a royal family.
And being a royal family. And
I like lockjaw.
the artwork itself is really gorgeous, minimal. I love the fact that it is not overdone for that storyline. So that one's worth picking up. Also, Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys is wrapping up with this one. So this is the last one. However, the trade is coming out, I think, in November, and they still have 6 more issues written. So they're planning on making some big announcement in the future. So I have been a fan of Nancy Drew since I was a kid. So
I used to read the Hardy Boys when I was a kid.
They're so much fun. Otherwise, hey, we gotta have Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat and Garfield.
Oh my gosh, I love Grumpy Cat. And the fact that they group them up with Garfield is just way too appropriate.
That's funny.
So, and this one is really more for my mom than it is for me. So
Lies.
even my mother loves comics. This one is one of Brian's grabs. This is Lark's Killer. It is a Bill Willingham written.
Yep.
If I remember.
Of Fable's fame.
Yes, and so he is fantastic at world building. The artistry is great for kids, that sort of thing. But I love the way that he creates worlds.
He does do his research.
Part 2 of Doctor Who is already on its way, so this one is going to be a fast release. Keep picking them up. I had to pick up the one with Tom Baker on the cover because why not? And so I have got to really catch up on this one. I just introduced Brian to An Adventure in Space and Time, which is about the origins of how they created Doctor Who. So that one's definitely worth watching. Motor Crush is now out, and this is with the original Batgirl trio. So you have got Cameron Stewart, Babs Tarr, and Brendan Fletcher on it. I have absolutely loved the 3 of them, and this story is actually really fantastic. The way that they designed the pages to actually look kind of like an app that you have. It involves racing. It has a little bit of a sci-fi element, fictional element to it. So
Yeah,
I am thrilled that they kept coming out with this.
Yeah,
one.
Motor Crush is really cool. Really sci-fi, crime, and like motor racing. It's fun.
Of course, I'm getting Star Wars
Duh.
because it's Rey, and then also Guardians of the Galaxy. That one's still coming out.
The main title, yes.
The main title, and it's focusing on the Times gem. So,
Sweet.
or the soul. Sorry, the Soul Gem.
That's all right. So
It's
Infinity Stones.
Yes,
Infinity
I love
Stones
the stuff.
for the
I hear
win.
there's a movie coming out about those.
Yeah.
I think so.
Something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe.
Gem and the Holograms.
Yep.
Yeah. Those were fantastic.
My pile this week, of course, I'm picking up Walking Dead. I'm buying a couple of these copies because you never know. New character could shoot up in price. I got 2 of those bad boys. Lazaretto, we didn't talk about on the show, but concept is kind of a quarantine that happens in college. It's been compared to Lord of the Flies in college, which I like. Lord of the Flies is one of my favorite books of all time, so this would be a really cool read. Lazaretto. Still, I think there's still some copies on the shelf. I'm grabbing that Made Men that I talked about earlier. Interesting. Oni Press does a cool original work, so cool. Check that out. Like it. Evil Within. This is my video game tie-in book of the week. I really just think this is going to be awesome. The first game was absolutely terrifying. This game, the new one, releases October 13th, Friday the 13th, which will be awesome. I think that will be incredible too. And last but certainly not least, we got Kingsman the Red Diamond. This is issue number 1 of 6. Kingsman is awesome. So can't wait for Kingsman to come out, the film, and I can't wait to read this too. Kingsman. Love it! And Mr. Craig.
Ladies and gentlemen, children,
Mr. Craig has some, I don't know, is this bad news?
It's not horrible news. No, it's good news.
Listen up.
Boys and girls,
What's Craig's
no,
time?
No, it's horrible for me.
No, actually, I don't know if you noticed, but Darcy's been on the show the last couple weeks, partly because she was willing to step in when I was running late, but also she's done a great job. A lot of fans have said how awesome she is, and I think she's an amazing young lady. And I can say young lady because I'm like 20 years older than her. But
I am.
part of it is because of that, but also because my wife, who is a pastor for the Covenant, is taking a new job down in Wakefield, Nebraska. So not this show, but 2 more shows, and I have to go. I'll be gone with the wind. And I'll be moving down to Wakefield, Nebraska. Don't worry, I will still be on the internet because you can't get rid of me that easily. And this whole Facebook Live thing is super awesome, amazing, wonderful, and I enjoy doing it. So after these next couple weeks, I'm going to officially hand it over to JP and Darcy, and it'll be the Rainbow Comic Show featuring JP and Darcy. And thanks. I just wanted to go ahead and tell you, have a wonderful day in the neighborhood, and so long. We're out.
So long, farewell, Vita saying goodbye. Before we do go out, I do want to just say, before we go out, I do want to just say, since you've got 2 weeks left, I would love to have everybody who watches come down to the shop and for Blake's last show, and be in the shop and watch, because it'll be Blake's last show. So
on the 20th.
We'll try and make it an event. If you can't show up, you can't show up. It's not a big deal. But it would be really lovely to see faces out in the crowd, and we'll send Mr. Craig off. Maybe have a little extra long episode.
Sure.
And,
Yes.
I'm going to bring cake.
There's going to be cake.
If anybody wants cake, I'm going to bring a cake.
Play the uke until he pukes.
Yes. All the music he wants.
All the music. So please come down. We'll make it a Facebook event. We'll make it a Facebook event. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week. Same bat channel. Same bat time.
Later.